Hello, today we'll be looking at how to use Kahoot to conduct a survey in the classroom. So Kahoot is an online platform that anyone can access, and a survey is one of the functions that they have. So here you first need to create an account, and I'm logged in here, as you can see, under my username. And on the home page it says create a new Kahoot. So today we're looking at surveys. So I'll click on the survey button and it takes me to the first initial page. So for a classroom, you can use surveys for anything, really. Today I'm going to be making one for a class's first day. So the title could be Getting to Know You. So this is something that you could use at the start of a year, just to learn something basic about your students, their preferences and interests. A description, you'll just need to add some information about what is included in your survey. So for my survey, I could say this is a survey so that I can get to know your interests and preferences. So it can be something basic. You can include hashtags so that it can be easily found by other Kahoot users if you would like to share it. So visible to. This is where you can decide if in fact this is a Kahoot only for you or a Kahoot for public. So as you can see here, I've highlighted the information button. Select only me to control who uses it, or choose everyone for a public Kahoot. So depending on how sensitive your information is, you can make this public or a private one. So I'm choosing only me because I like to keep it within my class. Language is English, and my audience is going to be a school. This just helps Kahoot to get a better idea of who's using their surveys and for what. So you can place your credit sources in here. For mine today, it's only about learning about students, so I'm not going to do that. And you can include a video, and that could be something to do with your topic as a hook for the survey. So today we're going to leave that out because we're just learning about the students. You can also include an image. So I might include an image here of the classroom we're in, or perhaps an image of myself as a teacher, so students can identify that this is a Kahoot for them. So we click OK, go, and this takes us to the next part. So this is where you add in each question for the survey. So that's the name of our survey, and our question, we just click the plus button. So question, we could place, what is your favourite type of ice cream? This is a simple question, an icebreaker question for students. So then down here you have answers. So for a survey, you need at least 2 answers. This means that if you only have one answer, it's not really a survey, it's just clicking the answer. So my first answer could be vanilla. So I have placed 4 different answers to this survey, and I can also credit the resources, which there is none for this. You can also change your time limit. So for this one, 20 seconds would be suitable for students if you didn't have any additional literacy needs in your classroom, but you can take it up to 120 seconds for more higher order thinking questions. I could add an image here of ice cream if I like, but I'm not going to today for the sake of the video. So you click next, and this adds your question to the survey creator. So we can change even here how many seconds. So I might say, I want to give them 30 seconds. You can also duplicate your questions here. I use that blue duplication of this quiz block. And then I could just go in and edit that. So what is your favorite type of movie? Comedy, action, cartoon, reality. So I've saved myself a little bit of time here by duplicating my question and then just editing accordingly. So now I've got 2 questions. I can delete these from here using the grey bin button. I can also hold them here, as you can see, with the dots on the left-hand side, and I should be able to change the order. So I can bump them up and down depending on the sequencing that I'm using. So I'm going to leave it at 2 questions for now for the sake of demonstration, and I'm going to click Save. So now I've saved this. As you can see, it says Save Privately. This is my own private Kahoot survey that only I can play with students. So I'm going to click Preview it. So on the right hand side is a mobile phone, and this is what it looks like on the player's interface. This does not have to just be a mobile phone. They can use a computer or a tablet, but commonly they're used with phones in schools that allow phones because most students have it on hand and charged throughout the day. So I can choose whether this is a classic, so individual players, or a team game. So I'm going to click Classic, but I can also change my game options here. So I can randomize my questions. I can randomize my answers, which can be quite good if you have a tendency to want to write the correct answer first and then other options. Randomizing your answers is good, so you're not always having correct answer as the first one or C, which is common as well. Enable answer streak bonus is just a little thing that Kahoot does with games and surveys that adds some fun in the classroom. So they get extra points if they're on a streak, so they're getting consecutive questions right. You can also display the PIN, which is the access code throughout the game if you want students to opt in later on. And you can also get it to automatically move through questions. I've got this off because I like to pause and talk about it with the students. Okay, so click on Classic, Ready to Join. So, as it says here, you can join the survey with this PIN. So on my pretend mobile phone, I'm going to add that PIN. This is what your students or participants would do, and press Enter. So my nickname, I'm going to use Maddie. So my student with the blue mobile phone has entered her PIN and her name, and I can easily, so on the left hand side is the teacher screen, I can easily click that off and delete the name if it's inappropriate. So students can get a little bit silly with these sorts of things, so it's easily troubleshooted. So now we've started our Kahoot survey. There are 2 questions. So first the question comes up, what is your favourite type of ice cream? The students load. And as you can see here, each option for the survey has a different symbol. So I love mint chocolate, so I'm choosing the green one, which has the square. So as I'm the only participant, there's only one result there. So as the teacher, I click next. What is your favourite type of movie? And again, you have your questions with different colours and symbols, and these are consistent with the square always being the green. So my favourite is action. I will click action. And you can go on for various types of things, and you can discuss with your classes with the visual graph. You know, why does everyone like action movies? Why does everyone like mint ice cream? And talk about trends. So you can save your results. You can download these or save these to your drive. This can be really important if you're doing things based on knowledge. So you've already got your results there electronically in the table with how students went and what their results were. So I will just navigate you around the Kahoot page to finish off. So you've got My Kahoots at the top, then Public Kahoots, and you can easily pick between which type of Kahoot you would like to do. Today we've looked at surveys. So in My Kahoots, I now have my survey, Getting to Know You, that is private. So I've played this once. And I also have a quiz that I generated for my first placement, and I've made this public to share it with my mentor. So today we've looked at using Kahoot for surveys. It is very similar to making Kahoot quiz. It's quite straightforward, and there's plenty of support online. In terms of using this in the classroom, using the SMAR model to evaluate this, it is a substitution resource. So it's replacing paper surveys with an electronic survey. So in terms of the student's participation, it becomes a substitution. It's augmentation for the teacher because there is a functional improvement for the teacher. The teacher doesn't have to then sit down with her papers or his paper surveys and go through these one by one, so it's much quicker for the teachers. In terms of modification and redefinition, it doesn't redesign a task very much. Students do get excited when using this for using technology in the classroom. They're allowed to use their phone, but they are actually participating in a classroom activity. And it doesn't quite redefine a task in terms of doing a survey. However, using a Kahoot survey with a video and images can be a redefinition of a task, so it can be a modification in some sense. So there are strengths and limitations of using a Kahoot survey, but I would thoroughly recommend it, even just from the teacher's point of view of marking papers. That is eliminated, and student engagement increases significantly when Kahoots are used in the classroom. So thank you for listening. I hope you've learnt something today about Kahoot surveys.